Welcome to an adventure into one of Central America's most fascinating and least understood nations, Belize. It is a country that stands apart, a vibrant tapestry woven from ancient history, British colonial legacy, and rich Caribbean culture. It is the only English-speaking nation in Central America, a detail that immediately hints at its unique past and modern identity. For many, Belize remains a hidden jewel, a tropical paradise famed for its barrier reef and Mayan ruins. But the story of how this small nation came to be is a spectacular journey of resilience, diversity, and environmental guardianship. Today, we will dive deep into its history, explore its diverse cultures, and guide you through the unforgettable experiences that await every traveler. The story of Belize does not begin with European contact, but millennia before, with the ancient Maya civilization. Belize was the very heart of the classic Maya world, home to over 2 million people at its peak. Today, the remnants of this grand civilization dot the landscape, massive stone cities reclaimed by the jungle, yet still breathtakingly accessible. Sites like Caracol, one of the largest Maya centers in the world, with its towering sky palace, and Zunantunuk, featuring the impressive El Castillo pyramid, offer a profound connection to the past. These ruins are not just piles of stone, they are living testaments to an advanced society that excelled in astronomy, mathematics, and architecture. The Maya culture is not extinct. Modern Maya people, including the Yucatec, Mopan, and Quechua, continue to preserve their traditions, language, and knowledge of the rainforest, maintaining a vital cultural link across centuries. The next major chapter in Belizean history begins with the arrival of European buccaneers and loggers in the 17th century. The Spanish claimed the territory but struggled to control it, leaving the door open for British privateers who were drawn to the lucrative logwood trade, a source of valuable dye. These settlers, known as the Bay Men, established a permanent settlement at the mouth of the Belize River, which would eventually become Belize City. The name, Belize, itself is traditionally thought to be derived from a Spanish mispronunciation of Peter Wallace, a Scottish buccaneer. The British loggers relied heavily on enslaved Africans to cut and transport the heavy mahogany and logwood, a system of forced labor that fundamentally shaped the nation's culture and demographics. The territory officially became the colony of British Honduras in 1862. This colonial history explains the country's unique position as an English-speaking member of the Commonwealth in a region dominated by Spanish. The long, drawn-out process of securing independence was complicated by a lingering territorial claim from its neighbor, Guatemala. After years of negotiation and the continued presence of British troops, Belize finally achieved full independence on September 21, 1981. The young nation retained the British parliamentary system, with the King of Belize as the head of state, represented by a Governor-General, and an active democracy led by a Prime Minister. The capital was moved inland from the hurricane-prone coast of Belize City to the more secure Belmopan after Hurricane Hattie devastated the old capital in 1961, though Belize City remains the commercial and cultural hub. Belize's small population of approximately 400,000 is perhaps its greatest strength, representing a phenomenal cultural melting pot. The largest ethnic groups are the Mestizo, people of mixed Maya and Spanish descent, who make up roughly half the population and are primarily found in the north and west. The Creole, descendants of the Bay Men and their African slaves, traditionally dominate the coastal areas and Belize City, speaking Belizean Creole, an expressive, musical language that mixes English with African elements. A particularly fascinating and vibrant group are the Garifuna, or Garinagu. They are descendants of West Africans and indigenous Carib and Arawak people who were exiled from the Caribbean island of St. Vincent by the British and eventually settled along the Central American coast. The Garifuna culture, a UNESCO-recognized masterpiece of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity, is famous for its music and dance, especially the lively punta and paranda. Towns like Hopkins and Dangriga are key centers for experiencing this rich tradition, with Garifuna Settlement Day on November 19 being a major national holiday. In addition to these core groups, you will also find communities of East Indians, Chinese, Lebanese, and the distinctive Mennonites, who maintain a traditional, agrarian lifestyle in rural areas, contributing significantly to the nation's agriculture. This blending of cultures results in a country where one can find Spanish, various Maya dialects, Garifuna, and Plautdiach all spoken, but where English acts as the official and unifying language. This cultural diversity is beautifully reflected in the local cuisine, where you'll find influences from the Caribbean, like rice and beans with stewed chicken, and the iconic deep-fried breakfast dish, the fry jack, alongside Mayan tamales and mestizo escabeche, onion soup. The Belizean economy is classified as a developing free market economy, historically focused on commercial logging. However, since the late 20th century, the economic drivers have shifted dramatically. Today, the economy rests primarily on three pillars: tourism, agriculture, and remittances. Tourism is the #1 foreign exchange earner and has grown exponentially, fueled by the country's natural wonders. Visitors are drawn to the pristine Belize Barrier Reef, the largest in the Western Hemisphere and the second largest in the world after the Great Barrier Reef. This UNESCO World Heritage Site spans over 185 miles and is an unparalleled haven for marine life. The reef system includes 3 of the 4 coral atolls in the Caribbean and dozens of cays, pronounced keys, or small islands. This incredible biodiversity makes Belize a world-class destination for diving and snorkeling. The most iconic dive site is the Great Blue Hole, a massive marine sinkhole that plunges over 400 feet into the earth, a geological wonder visible even from space. Other highlights include the Hol Chan Marine Reserve and Shark Ray Alley, where snorkelers can swim safely alongside nurse sharks and stingrays. Beyond the coast, the rainforests offer a wealth of ecotourism adventures. The country has a robust system of protected areas, including the Coxcomb Basin Wildlife Sanctuary, the world's first jaguar preserve. Inland, the country is dominated by the limestone karst topography, which has created some of the most spectacular cave systems in the world. The Acton Tunikil Muknal, ATM, cave is a must-do experience, a sacred Maya archeological site where you hike, wade, and swim deep underground to see calcified skeletal remains and pottery, including the famous Crystal Maiden. Other adventures include cave tubing down subterranean rivers and zip-lining through the jungle canopy. Agriculture remains vital, with key exports including sugar, citrus fruits, and bananas, and a growing emphasis on non-traditional crops like corn and kidney beans. The small, local economy is also supported by aquaculture, especially shrimp farming. The official currency is the Belizean dollar, BZD, which is pegged to the US dollar at a fixed rate of 2 BZD to $1, making currency conversion incredibly straightforward for American travelers. However, despite its tropical appeal and fixed currency, travelers should be aware that Belize is generally more expensive than its Central American neighbors, Mexico and Guatemala, largely due to its focus on high-quality ecotourism and reliance on imports. Planning a trip to the Jewel requires balancing adventure with relaxation, and splitting your time between the coast and the mainland is highly recommended. When to visit, Belize has a tropical climate. The dry season runs from late November to April, offering the most sunshine and perfect conditions for all activities, but this is also the peak tourist season with higher prices. The wet season from May to October sees warmer temperatures, brief daily showers, and lower rates, though hurricane season runs from June to November. The largest and most developed island, popular for resorts, diving, and nightlife. Its main town, San Pedro, is busy and offers easy access to the reef, Caye Caulker, known for its laid-back atmosphere and the famous motto, "Go slow." It is smaller, more bohemian, and an excellent base for snorkeling and relaxed island life. A picturesque peninsula on the southern coast, famous for its golden sand beaches and proximity to the inner and outer coral atolls, the gateway to the interior. This town is the adventure capital. It's the ideal base for visiting the ATM Cave, the Zunantunik and Caracol Maya ruins, and the many jungle lodges offering hiking and wildlife tours, the cultural heartland of the Garifuna people. These coastal villages offer a deeper immersion into Belizean culture, especially traditional music and drumming. Public transportation in Belize consists mainly of converted American school buses, nicknamed chicken buses, which are the most cost-effective way to travel between major towns. For intercity travel, domestic flights are available and efficient, especially to the Cays. Taxis are common in cities, identifiable by their green license plates. Driving yourself is possible, but exercise caution. Many roads outside major areas are unpaved, unmarked, and night driving is strongly discouraged. Given the country's relatively small size, hiring a reputable tour operator who provides private transfers is often the safest and most convenient option for accessing remote attractions. English is the official language, making communication seamless for most international travelers. USD is accepted everywhere at the 2:1 fixed rate. Carry smaller denominations of Belizean dollars for local markets and small vendors. It is generally recommended to stick to purified or bottled water, although many hotels and reputable resorts provide safe drinking water. Always ask. While generally safe for tourists, petty crime, especially in parts of Belize City, is a concern. Standard travel precautions should be taken: secure valuables, stay aware of your surroundings, and book reputable transportation and tours. Ensure routine vaccinations are up to date and consider precautions for mosquitoes. Travel insurance is always highly recommended, especially when booking adventure activities. Belize is not just a destination, it's an experience of contrasts: the deep blue of the Caribbean meeting the dense green of the Maya Mountains, ancient ruins sitting near modern settlements, and a blend of cultures that greet you with a friendly, laid-back charm. Whether you are a diver seeking the wonders of the Blue Hole, a historian exploring the secrets of the Maya, or a traveler simply looking to go slow on a sun-drenched cay, Belize offers a profound connection to nature and a warm welcome to its resilient, diverse people. It truly is a world unto itself, a small country with a colossal spirit, waiting to be explored. We hope this documentary has inspired you to make the journey and discover the unparalleled beauty and rich history of the jewel of Central America.